Hi there, this is Doug Capella again. Someone recently asked me what my goals were for the next 12 months. In order to answer that, I'd have to first of all go back and look at how different things were for the last 12 months because nobody could have predicted what all has gone on since then. If you were to go back to July of 2007, I'm a real estate agent, and back then the market here in Atlanta at least was still very, very strong. I mean, I was extremely busy. A lot of people were moving here from elsewhere. And certainly I had absolutely no way to predict that right after the first of the year I was going to have surgery, come down with a terrible staph infection, and very nearly die on at least a couple of occasions. No one could predict that. And probably just as well they couldn't, nor could they have predicted that when it all was said and done, that what ended up getting rid of the staph was not anything the medical profession could do, but rather some juice, a product that a friend of mine introduced me to. And it's ironic that that this is what saved my life. But in any case, looking ahead to the next 12 months, first of all, I would like to make sure that I'm still working from home. I've been a telecommuter since 1989. I was one of the first people to do this. I did it back when nobody could understand how your employer would let you do it because everybody thought you'd sleep till noon, work in your pajamas, and goof off and watch TV. Well, the thing was, I was in sales then just like I am now, and if you're in sales, if you don't produce, it doesn't make any difference how many hours you work, you're not going to keep your job. And if you do produce, same thing is true. Nobody cares just as long as you produce. And I learned to like working from home. I have the discipline to make myself do it. I don't miss shooting the breeze with people around the water cooler. I was probably a perfect candidate for this. The only thing is, during all that time, I have typically been involved with one company, and pretty much like most people, had all my eggs in one basket. And if for any reason that company didn't do well, then neither did I, and neither did my family. And with the economy going the way it is right now, where the price of gas and the price of food and just about everything else is starting to skyrocket, I think it would be pretty foolhardy for anybody, including me, to continue to move forward thinking that you only need one source of revenue. You don't. Most of us are going to need alternative forms of income, not only a secondary income, but possibly even a third income. Truthfully, that's how rich people get rich. If one thing falls on bad times, they fall back on something else. But most of us have never done that, and it's time we learn how to do it. And so that's my goal for this next year. I feel like I've identified, in addition to being a real estate agent, the other products and services that I want to be involved with, largely through the internet. And that's my goal, not to have all my eggs in one basket. And then at the same time, I'd like to make this something that's duplicatable, where whatever success I achieve, I can turn around and share it with other people that are like-minded and that have the drive to put themselves in a position just like my goal is, where they don't have to depend on just one thing, where if something goes wrong and their company goes belly up, or if the company lays them off, it's not a devastating event for them and their family. So that's my number one goal. Obviously, a byproduct of that is to make enough money. And we'd all like to be rich, of course, that's only natural, but the main thing is to make enough to be comfortable. And I've been there before, and I've also been in positions where I wasn't very comfortable, and I'm sure that most of you would agree being comfortable financially is a whole lot better than not being comfortable financially. The next thing is I'd like to improve the interpersonal relationships I have with the people in my life. Now, most of those I'd like to think are pretty good, but they could still be made better, and that's one of my goals. There's a few people that my relationships aren't so good with, and I'd like to be able to do the things and hopefully set the right example in the next year where those relationships can be improved. The next thing is I want to have more time to play. We all need downtime. For me, downtime means reading a good book, which I thoroughly enjoyed doing, or occasionally going out to play golf. I mean, I live in a golf course community. I can look at the 16th fairway from where I sit in my office, and it's very frustrating at times just not to have the time or not be healthy enough in the past to be able to go out and play golf, because this is something that's very, very satisfying to me. And my wife would like to travel, and because of all the time that we had to spend while I was recuperating, we used up pretty much all of our vacation time between the two of us. We haven't had the luxury of doing that, and that's certainly a goal that we'd like to aspire to for the next 12 months, be able to take a few trips and go somewhere and do something. But probably the most important thing for me and for my wife and my kids and the other people that I care about, I want to not only be as healthy as I am today, but I'd like to be even healthier. I've always been the kind of person that pretty much thought things like antioxidants and free radicals, they didn't apply to me. They applied to other people. Even though I worked with the healthcare industry for some 20 years, I pretty much ignored all that, and I did so at my own peril, and to a large extent I paid the price for it in the past, and I don't want to do that anymore. And fortunately, with this product that I was introduced to that helped me not only get rid of my staph but keep it away, I've discovered something that everybody should know about that's done wonderful things for me and my wife and the people that we've introduced it to. And I now understand that we're in a dangerous world. We're in a world where there's a lot of diseases that didn't used to exist. I mean, growing up, I'd never heard of Alzheimer's or autism or a lot of lupus or the things that are floating around out there. And there's all kinds of bad things that can happen to people nowadays, even young people. And the only way we can protect ourselves is to make sure that we put enough antioxidants in our body every single day that hopefully, number one, we can avoid these things, but number two, if we do get struck by something like that, it'll give our bodies a chance to fight back. To do anything else would be extremely dangerous. So that's my goals for the next 12 months. I'm sure not all of them will be realized, but you got to have some goals. You got to have some dreams, and I'd love to hear what yours are. So if you'd like to talk, I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.